What's up, everyone? Hope everything's going well with you. I hope your summer's going great. And as you can see, I'm not by my truck today. It's been very hot the last couple days. I decided I'm gonna jump into rapids, take a swim, just kind of cool off. And now I'm back on the trail and I'm reminded of a video I did a few years ago when I started this channel. Never finished it, but now I wanna finish that video. And what I'm talking about is something that everybody who's been outdoors has dreaded. You do not want to touch it. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. Those who haven't, you're going to see the effects of this plant in this video. What am I talking about? Of course, I'm talking about poison ivy. Now, I'm going to show you products that I use. We're going to identify the plant. I'm going to use those products, and then I'm going to see how well they work on the reaction to poison ivy. So, come along. Let's go see what poison ivy is all about. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to use this bag, it's inside out, to collect some poison ivy. As soon as I find some, I'll show you. Not every single plant that has 3 leaves is poison ivy. So if you're not willing to take the risk, just don't touch the plant if it has 3 leaves. Just simple as that. But I'm going to find actual poison ivy, and that's some right there. You can see the 3 leaves. You see how there's kind of a heart shape to it? I want to grab this right here. But I'm trying not to touch it. As you can see, those leaves. All right, that is enough. Now I have it in here. And let's go back and I will show you. I'm going to test a couple different products and let you know which ones work better. Now, disclaimer, just because something works well on one person doesn't mean it's going to work well on someone else. So this is just what worked well for me as far as a product for a reaction to poison ivy. So let's go check it out. Okay, now that I'm back, I have my leaves right here. I'm not going to touch this because I don't want to spread the oil. But as you can see, these plants right here have all the characteristics of poison ivy. So if you look, you can tell that they have the 3 leaves. They have kind of a heart-lobed shape and kind of that darker green, that look to them. That is poison ivy. So what we are going to do is I am going to use this bag. I am going to mark with the pen. I'm going to make sure that my leg is marked. You can see clearly. I'm going to put numbers on here. So I'm going to put a 1. I'm going to put a 2. And then I'm just going to do another 3 right here, which is going to allow for any other, maybe apple cider vinegar or something such as that. I'm going to take these leaves and I'm going to, you can already see there's kind of oils on them from them being in a bag. I'm going to expose myself to poison ivy. I'll tell you right away, do not do this because this is probably going to be painful in the near future, probably tomorrow. Just to make sure. Okay, now I'm gonna dispose of this in garbage bag. And another thing, reminder, do not burn this. You do not want to inhale it. You don't want to, that would be terrible. Do not touch your mouth after this. I'm going to use a skin cleanser, or I'm gonna use soap and water. I'm actually gonna take a shower because I was just in the river. But we are gonna come back in 12 hours. I'm gonna show you an update on if anything's changed. If not, we're gonna come back in 48 hours and I'm gonna show you if anything's changed. And as we go, I'm going to use these products as I get exposure or as it shows signs of exposure. So see you in about 12 hours. All right, let's take a look at my leg and let me explain this a little bit. You may be able to see the reaction. Check this out. So as you can see, definitely right here, it's starting to react. And it is all along my calf and all the way down to my ankle. Now, what you may not see is a reaction up here. You may notice that there's no reaction. These numbers are here just because once it starts to fully react, we're going to test the products and different products on each one. But you may notice that there isn't a reaction so much on the bony area. Now, the reason for that is that in the bony area, the urushiol, the oil that ends up causing that, it doesn't seep into the pores as much because the skin is tighter there. There's less blood flow as compared to like the calf area where there's a lot more muscle and the pores are a little bit more open. So that allows for that oil to seep in a little bit more. So I'm expecting there's going to be a reaction still around the bony area. We'll find out in 12 hours because I'm going to give this another 12 hours, see if we can get a full effect of poison ivy allergic reaction. And so I will see you in 12 hours and then we will treat it from there. See you then. All right, it's been an additional 24 hours. I wanted it to be a full 48 hours to react to my leg. And as you can see, the poison ivy has definitely reacted. It's at its peak and it is blistered and it is itching and it hurts. And as you noticed, it has not spread beyond the numbered locations on my leg. And the reason why, if you remember in the intro, I showed you the cleanse by Technu. Now I've been using this the last 2 days, just trying to get the urushiol oils off of that to make sure that it does not spread to other parts of my body. So that's what I did. I put the cleanse on there the last couple of days. I did not put any of the other treatment products on there, but today we're going to. Now, before I get to that, I want to put out a disclaimer. I am not a dermatologist or a medical professional. As always, check with the doctor, check with your doctor, and make sure before you use these products, you're not allergic to them and they are okay with you using them. So with that being said, I would like to start with the Calamine Lotion. Everybody knows Calamine Lotion. It is always the go-to for poison ivy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on section number 1 and we're going to apply it and let it dry. Okay, so I have each of the products on there, and now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drop in periodically over the next week or two, and I'm gonna show you the progress that each of these products have. We're gonna figure out which one do I like the best, and it's my own honest opinion, but what I would carry if I'm out overlanding or camping to treat poison ivy, poison oak, or poison sumac. All right, everyone, it's been 7 days, so 1 week since I put poison ivy directly on my leg to test the products in my first aid kit, and it just blew up. It blew up. It didn't work out exactly how I thought it was gonna. I wanted to section off each spot and test each product, but my leg was just like, nope, and it just broke out. So what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna test each product individually. I'm just gonna see which one works best. Instead of sectioning it off, I'm just gonna go along with however the process is to heal. And we're gonna see which products work best for sleep, for during the day, and just all around what the process is, because it's been kind of touch and go. I just have been questioning whether I should go and stop in urgent care or talk to my family physician and see maybe if I should get a topical steroid or something to kind of suppress it, because I think it just needs to take its natural course. So I think it's at its peak right now, and we'll stop in a couple weeks and look at the progress as it heals. So I'll see you then. All right, so it's been 6 weeks and I'm so glad that that's done. That was painful and just annoying for I don't know how many nights, but it's been 6 weeks. And as you saw in the video, you saw the natural progression all the way up to the peak of the reaction of the poison ivy. And then you saw how your body's natural defenses, they just kick in and they kind of just go through the process that they need to. These products right here help to alleviate a lot of those symptoms. And I guess the takeaway from all of this is just have situational awareness. When you're out in the wilderness, look out for these plants. This isn't the only plant that can make you have an allergic reaction and make life painful. So just learn to identify these plants and just avoid them. I know some people had talked about, in some of my comments, they had said something about, you know, if you get exposed multiple times over and over and over, you'll build up an immunity. That may be so, but you don't know what your reaction is going to be to this. It may be very extreme. So just identify it, avoid it, and just not go through it at all. So anyway, the products, what did I find out? Well, obviously the rinse worked very well. As you can see in the final picture of my leg, you can see where that reaction was isolated because we used the Technu rinse. That worked out great. The spray, yes, it was good. It kind of helped alleviate some of the itching, but ultimately, I'm not buying it. I mean, I think that this isn't as strong as the rest of these products. At night, the Calamine lotion was what did it. Waking up at 1, 2 in the morning and just itching like crazy because your histamines are elevated at night. Between putting Calamine lotion on it and just putting cold water from the shower on there and just letting it cool down, that's what helped me sleep at night. But ultimately, this stuff right here, the Ivorist cream, is what did it for me beyond nighttime. This was the stuff that really helped to alleviate all the extra symptoms of the poison ivy reaction. Now, Zenfel is another thing that I heard of. It's another product I heard of. That sounds like a really good product. I'm not saying, hey, don't do it. If it's working for you, definitely check it out. And actually, I'm gonna go check that out at some point too. But Zenfel seems to be one of the products that people keep coming back and mentioning about that they use that works. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what works for you. Comment, tell everybody what your experience has been with poison ivy or any of the other plants, poison oak, poison sumac. Let everybody know and chat about the products that work for you. And don't forget always to subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next adventure.